What is up, my studio engineers? I am Zach with Polyverse Music. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can glitch your drum loops using our pitch freezing plugin, I Wish. Let's get right to it. The I Wish plugin is a granular style effect that takes incoming audio and samples it to new notes based on your MIDI input. So here I have a drum loop and a vocal loop as well. We are going to be applying the I Wish plugin to both of these to hear how it is affecting these samples. Here is our drum loop without I Wish applied. Now here is our drum loop with I Wish applied to it. Let's listen to this vocal sample and see what we can do. This is with I Wish not applied.
Rain comes falling down, think a million nights when you go out.
Now with I Wish applied. You can directly hear what I Wish is doing. Now let's dive a little deeper into this plugin. Now you're going to want to make an arpeggiation. To do that, you're going to need to create just a basic MIDI chord. You're going to go to MIDI effects, arpeggiator, and you can just double click it and it'll bring your arpeggiator to your MIDI track. This is what the arpeggiation is doing. When you open I Wish, you'll see a pitch setting right here. The pitch knob changes the length of the sampled audio depending on the different pitches we are inputting into I Wish. This ranges between 2 octaves up and 2 octaves down. I'm going to play our drum loop here and pitch this up and down and see if you can hear the difference. The format knob to the right of this pitch knob, on the other hand, is actually just changing the playback speed of the sampled audio, changing its overtones, but still maintaining the fundamental. Let's see how this sounds while playing this drum loop. The X fade right here fades into the loop or note being manipulated, therefore smoothing out the effect. While I'm playing it, when I drag it more left, see if you can hear how much more gritty the loop gets as it quickly fades into the effect, whereas when it's at 100%, it should sound quite a bit smoother. This amplify button down here, this is going to shape the crossfade between the dry and wet signals. The beginning part of the amplifier is going to be the attack, and the end part of the amplifier is going to be the release. Now, if you have these at 0, you're going to get a little bit of clicking, so it's always safe if you want a quick attack or quick release to be, I would say, safely around 9 or 10 milliseconds or longer. Same thing with the release. As I'm playing it, I'm going to stretch this attack out and see if you can hear the effect fade away, whereas when I stretch the release out, see if you can hear the effect linger. The LFO in the center of the plugin here offers 6 more modulation shapes to control both the pitch and format. I'm going to pitch the LFO up about 12 semitones as we are listening to the beat so that we can hear this LFO effect while also pitching down the format. Then, as we're listening, I'm going to come down here and change the shape of the LFO so we can hear the difference happening. Now, if you'll notice, your LFO does have a fade, and the fade by default will be around 1,000 milliseconds. If you're going to use this LFO effect to manipulate your pitch further, make sure you take the fade and bring it close to around, I would say, less than 50 milliseconds so that you really can hear this effect. If you look to the right of the LFO, you have an ENV. The ENV stands for envelope. The envelope further allows you to modulate the pitch and format with a two-stage envelope. This two-stage envelope has a delay and a decay, along with a curve. Now, the delay is going to be how quick the envelope kicks in to the effect, whereas the decay is going to be how long it takes for the effect to hit its max. So I'm going to pitch the envelope up about another 12 semitones while lowering the format around negative 12 semitones. I'm going to lengthen the delay of the envelope, see if you can hear the difference, and I'm also going to lengthen the decay and see if you can hear the difference. When I had the format at plus 24 semitones and the pitch at negative 24 semitones, you could drastically hear the difference of when I was stretching the delay, when the effect would be pulled out, and then also when I stretched out the decay, you could hear the effect rolling up. Now down here in the bottom left of the plugin, we have Poly. That is going to determine how many voices can be played at once through the plugin. To the right of the Poly button is a glide button. The glide button sets the length of time it takes for one note to pitch to the next note. Now at 0, each note will be instantly being played, whereas I had the glide at about 35%, and at 35%, there's that slight sway up for each pitch. So if I played a low pitch to a high pitch, it will sway to that pitch depending on the percentage of the glide. To the right of the glide button, there's a delay button. The delay knob offers up to 1 second of delay in the MIDI so that the transients of your drums could possibly punch through. Additionally, if you are going to use this delay effect, you also are going to have to pay attention to your arpeggiation and when that is being re-triggered as well. Now I'm going to play the drum loop again and listen to when I drag this glide knob up. See if you can hear how the glide knob is affecting the pitch. You'll notice that when I got very far up in the glide percentage, the pitch couldn't even make it to the next pitches in time. It was taking too long for the pitch to arrive to the next note before a new note was played. That's why at a reasonable glide percentage, like 35%, it's more of a sway to the next pitch. Lastly, let's mess around with this arpeggiator and see if we can get some different sounds to inspire us. Right now, I have the arpeggiator. Every one beat, it gets re-triggered, but then also each note is changing every 16th note. So if I wanted that to change slower, I could extend that to, let's say, a 1/8. Let's hear how that sounds. Now, what if we had it at a crazy rate of 1 to 128? Pretty intense. I'm going to keep it at a 116. Let's see what happens when we bring the re-trigger to a 1/4. That means at every 1/4 beat, it's going to re-trigger the arpeggiator. This gate button is going to determine how long the arpeggiation is held at each note. So if I brought this down to about 50%, we're going to hear the original beat a little more in the background. This can offer an interesting glitch effect. This is much more noticeable on vocals, so let's give that a listen. First, I'm going to bring it back to 100 so we can hear what the vocals sound like being fully manipulated through iWish. If I were to take this and bring it to 50, let's see what this sounds like. Maybe bring the rate to a little slower, about a 1/8. Pretty fun. Let's go back to this drum loop and see if we can create some sort of background synth on top of the drum loop using iWish. We are going to have this drum loop only to the sends only on a reverb. sending only reverb to a return track so that this sound is only actually being reverbed in the background of our beat. So right now, we're just going to hear the reverb normal effect. Now, if we actually turn on the live beat in the background, we'll have a full beat with a synth all coming from one drum loop using I Wish as the effect. Let's listen. Pretty fun because it's just a drum loop and I Wish all doing everything. Now, the last thing I want to go over is how you can save your presets in I Wish. So if you come up here to this little down arrow, click it and hit Save Preset. I'm going to just title this Beat Glitch. So now, bring it back to the initial. If I wanted to go back to what we just did for this tutorial, I can see it right here, Beat Glitch. Click it, everything's back where we had it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Again, I'm Zach with Polyverse Music, and this was how you can glitch your drums using our plugin, I Wish. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe, and visit us at polyversemusic.com. Thanks for watching.